initial public offering, IPO. I would discuss about a few situations. A popular private sector bank wants to increase its Tier 1 capital, and it also wants to avail the benefits of listing in a stock exchange. Consider another situation. One of the oldest stock exchanges, so far majorly held by the brokers and investors, is now looking for capital to pay back its investors and also want to offload their stakes. Another situation, the government of India wants to raise capital to reduce its stake in one of its organizations. So where do these companies will go for capital? And the amount of capital that these companies would require will range from somewhere around 500 crores to even 30,000, 40,000 crores. The solution here is IPO, initial public offering. So in all these situations and in many more situations, the company would look for capital from the public, and that is called IPO, initial public offering. The meaning of the term IPO. IPO means selling securities to general public for the first time by the company, and from then, if it is a private limited company, the company will get converted into a public limited company. What are its advantages? Basically, this IPO will give access to a very huge investor base to the company. So the company will find it relatively easy to raise a huge amount of capital from a huge investor base, and thus it can have access to larger capital also. Even if it is 20,000 crores, 30,000 crores, the company can raise capital. And from the investor's perspective, the investors can have greater liquidity, meaning the investors can exit from their ownership of the company easily by selling these shares in the stock exchange. So this is going to give them a liquid investment alternative. And from the company, as we have too many investors, as we have a huge investor base, the company also has the benefit of diversification of its ownership among a huge investor base, and the concentration of ownership is not in the hands of a few investors. So the threat of takeover or hostile takeover is not anymore existing. This also raises the brand equity of the company, because the company will be able to find investors only if it has reasonable reputation and brand equity. And when the company approaches public for capital, this also brings the company to the public domain, and the company is being watched by the company and so many other analysts regularly. And this also brings in a lot of discipline in the management style, as the regulators like SEBI and the stock exchanges, all these regulators have a very strict watch over the management of the company and brings in a lot of discipline in the management, thus also increasing the investors' confidence. Thank you.